Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So this is day 4 of the Into Resin Molds. I pulled out this one. This is going to be like a beautiful display piece when it's finished. And I think tomorrow what I'm going to do, tomorrow will be the 5th day with the 5th mold, which will also be the giveaway day, which I will have a link in tomorrow's video to give away this mold. This is not the one. I'm keeping this one. Into Resin's going to mail out the one that they're giving away because I've used this so many times. But I think just to give you something to look forward to tomorrow, which I haven't done this before, I'm going to put all 5 molds out and I'm going to do them all all over again. So we'll do all 5 for the last, not really the last time, but for a little while. That way I could do them all a different way. Now today, this one is also into resin, but it's not one of the 5 that I got. This one is for Denise. Her daughter is getting married and she wants this little wedding dress done in clear. So I figured since I'm going to put the butterfly in the pressure pot, today's a good day to put Denise's in there as well before I forget to make it for her special day. So I'm just checking to make sure I don't have anything in here since I saw that. I'm going to use these pigment pastes today. These are the ones I got yesterday from Let's Resin. These are the 8 colors. I got the red and the green. If you weren't here yesterday, perfect colors for Christmas. You got your white and your black. And then you've got your yellow and your orange. Whoops. Yellow. Bright yellow. Beautiful orange. And then the 2 that I'm going to use today is going to be this deep blue and the cyan, which is gorgeous. I'm going to use this in the butterfly, and I'm going to use this in the tray. I'm going to use this because this groove is all attached to itself, so it's going to flow really nicely. And then I pulled out my rainbow shimmer because I didn't want, like, I'm afraid if there's one blemish, I was going to do this different. I was going to do it like black and white, but if there's one blemish anywhere that I don't see a scuff, which there's something in here, if I do 2 pigment pastes, it is certainly going to show up. So I figured I'm going to do a glitter, but a very subtle glitter. And this one has all the colors of the rainbow. This will last forever. I sell a 2-ounce package, and you only need a little bit, but I'm going to pack it full because I want to see all the shimmer. But if you want to use it like the crushed crystal, that's what you can use it for. I have 3 different versions of that under 3 different names of shimmer. One is seriously shimmery, one is called shimmer, and this one is called rainbow shimmer. So they all have some different hues in them. But like I said, I just have a feeling there might be some kind of a blemish as I'm touching it to get this stuff out. So that's why I'm not going to do 2 pigment pastes. Hopefully there's nothing in here. I'm going to recheck it. Oh, that's the little feet separator. I thought it was a piece of something. So you got to be really careful when you're doing pigment paste because there's no room for any kind of, like, it's going to show, put it that way. I think I'm going to work on these 2 first. This held 8. I'm guessing this holds 4, and then I can get them into the pressure pot, and then I will work on this. So this is going to be 2 cures. I need to get the pigment paste cured, and then once that's done, so I'll probably do that in 4-hour fast cure, just to get it done a little bit faster. And then once that's cured, we'll do regular epoxy for this one. All right, let me grab some resin.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage.
I already cleaned out my equipment, washed it all down with alcohol so I could store it again. Try not to leave it set too long. It's too hard to get cured resin out of the silicone cup. And then when I scraped that, this was not completely mixed when I scraped the sides of that silicone cup into here. So this is the 8 for the butterfly, and then the 4. I just want to get, some people ask, how come I don't put color in while I'm mixing it? Well, this is the whole reason I don't put color in while it's in the mixer. It's because I would have never seen those unmixed spots when I scrape the sides with color in there. So I don't want to take any chances. I get it fully mixed, and then we put the color in. So let's get, oh, we got to open this one. Oh, little plastic lid in here. Now, being a pigment paste, make sure you are mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. Ooh, that got deep quick. So we're not going to need very much. And again, you got to mix this very, very good, or it will sink and you will have a very unhappy piece at the end because it won't cure when it sinks. This stuff is heavy, really, really heavy. I think it's deep enough. I just want to make sure it's mixed enough. So you don't need much of this pigment paste. It's very intense. Look at that color. It's beautiful. Now, I'm not going to put this through the vacuum chamber since I'm using my pressure pot. I have decided I'm going to trust it to do what it's supposed to do. And I'm literally just mixing this much just because I'm so paranoid about pigment paste. I'm sure it'll be fine, but if it's not, I'll have something to show you what happens. Actually, I do have something to show you what happens. Hang on, let me grab it. It's in the garbage. What did I do with it? Here it is. So I was making a cross off camera because there's nothing special about it. They wanted pure white, so I used my white pigment paste. Clearly didn't mix it well. This is what happens. You see that spot right there? That's pigment paste. It's wet. That's how it came out of the pressure pot. So that has a terrible flaw in a terrible place. So I can't use this for anything. And I see there's a piece of black stuck to it. So like this white one is the hardest one I've ever done because it's pure white. There cannot be any imperfections. This is the second one I've done and it's not good. The first one I was able to save, painted it up, and sold it on eBay. But they just want pure white. Pure white is extremely hard. So that's what I'm finding. There's always something in there that's not perfect. So I got to give it a go a third time. But that was unmixed pigment paste, you guys. I was not happy to see that this morning when I pulled it out of my pressure pot. Because now I have to do it a third time. All right, let's get these poured. I have these sitting in my shelf for the pressure pot. And then I have a shelf that sits on top of there. So this is, I don't know, we might have some extras. This is the wedding dress. I just want to pour some in and then kind of move it around. I don't remember. I kept one of these. I have one of these by my computer. It's beautiful. I did it in a glitter before I knew glitter didn't look great in diamond molds, but it was still pretty. It's like an iridescent-y glitter, so it didn't look terrible. You can't tell it's glitter, but you can sure see all the colors in it. Oop! I didn't really want to fill it up that high because I do have to move it. So let me get some of this out of here because I still have to move it. Look at that cute little spoon I got in Happy Mail. That's good just to move it. I clean all my silicone tools off right away with alcohol, and then I spray them with mold release spray. And they stay a very long time. Okay, let's do this one. Pour it in. I'm going to top it up when it's in the chamber. And then we'll get the lid done and put it on the top shelf. Okay, that's all I'm going to do now. Let me move this over there and we'll get the lid. All right, I'm going to spritz the lid a little bit. Gosh, this never looks like enough. Now, some of your measuring cups may not be the same as others. That's part of the problem. So if you're going to measure your pieces with alcohol or water, make sure you're measuring in the actual cup that you're going to be, I think it's good, that you're actually going to be mixing your resin in. You do have to go around these edges in a pressure pot too. That was one of the first problems on the first white cross that I had. I couldn't see underneath here, and there was a pretty decent sized bubble that I did not like. So again, I filled it in with UV resin and stuff before I ended up finishing that one. But man, that white one, you'd think it would be easy. Nope. It's the hardest thing I've done to be perfect. I think I got them all. Can kind of see through it. Let me just scrape everything in here because it's going to need it. This is 12 exactly in that mini mixer. Wow. Actually, now that I'm scraping, I'm really nervous that I might have had just one drip of pigment paste that was not accurate. Okay, I'm going to move this over to the pressure pot and mix up some more resin. Before I get more resin, I forgot I have some extra, so I'm going to just transfer it into this little cup. And we're going to make some of these cute little vases that I love so much. So we have, oh gosh, maybe 1.5 ounces left. So that dress didn't take very much. I think what I'll do is turn this, what color do I want to turn it? Let's use one of the pigment pastes. Let's try, I got a little bit of this bit left too, but not very much. I forgot to choose a mold for my extra giveaway. Let's turn it, let's turn it red. Let's turn it red. And we will marble it. I love marbling. We're going to turn it, I don't know, we'll marble it with maybe black. Don't want too much in here. So mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. Another way to avoid it is to double cup mix it, which is mix it in here, pour it into another cup, and then mix it again. I typically don't do that, but I think I'm going to do that the next time I make the white cross. Let's get some pigments. Do I want a black? Opaque dye. That's what this is. Let's just do black and red. Oh, you know what? I need to put this through the vacuum chamber. Shoot, totally forgot I didn't do that. Let me get the bubbles out of here. And then we'll pour it. Okay, that's better. All debubbled and everything. Let's do the large ones since we have plenty. I'm just going to drip a couple drops of black. Take the little stick. Swirl it around. Oh, that's pretty see-through. I need a little more black. Shoot! I didn't realize that was so transparent. So apparently if you use less of this pigment paste, you will get some transparency to it. That's good to know, actually. Let's do a small one because I don't know if I have enough. I don't think I got the marbling perfect for the fronts. The fronts are the most important because that's what you're going to see, not these backs. So yeah, interesting. You can use lesser amounts of that pigment paste to get a transparent look. So that's good. A little bit more in here. I just have a tiny little bit left. And you know what? I'm going to go find a mold for the next giveaway. And I'll put it in there. Because I really don't know what to put that tiny little bit of amount of transparent into. Let me get this put away. I'm just going to spritz everything. Find a mold, grab some more resin, and we'll work on this plate. I'm going to mix up like, I don't know. Oh, you know what else I'm going to make for the plate? I'm going to make these. I have not made these yet. These were sent to me in Happy Mail as well. Trying to... Oh, you can't. Trying to take up as least amount of space on my table as possible. So I think I'm going to pour these in... I don't know. Clear? Should I do clear or should I do... Maybe I'll do clear. I don't know how much they hold. Looks like they hold a lot. They're pretty deep. So I might need a lot of resin. All right, I'll figure it out. Be right back. I mixed up 12 more ounces. Not quite sure what I need. Probably overmixed. So I'm keeping 8 of it for these stands because they're pretty large. And I kept 4 for the blue. Now I just mixed up... I guess I should have opened this while I was waiting. I mixed up the regular normal 1-to-1 epoxy. I didn't do the fast cure because I was worried it would be too thick on these plate stands, and then I was worried it would be too thick for me to try to get it into those little spots. So I'm going to do the double cup method because I do not want any uncured, although I'm going to have to put extra in here because now that I know you can see through it, I don't want to see through it. I'm going to mix it a good amount in this little cup, and then I'm going to dump it into the larger cup. Oh, that is a beautiful color. Yeah, look at that. It looks like sapphire on there. So I'm just going to mix it pretty good in here. Hopefully that was enough to get it opaque in my cup, because that's what I'm going for. Pretty opaque. Then I'm just going to dump it into there. And then remix it, and then we'll vacuum chamber everything together. I just want to make sure it's opaque in here first. Oh, it's not really. I think we're going to need a little more. Look it on your stick. I mean, it's almost, look at that color though. That color is beautiful. Will it be opaque because it's pretty thick? Maybe. But let's do just a little bit more. So I'm just going to remix a little bit more in this cup. Same way. Squirt some more in here. So that is so nice to know that you can use this pigment paste as transparent or opaque, depending on how much you use. A lot of pigment pastes are only opaque. So that gives you options. I love options. I think we all love options. Let's get this in there and see if we got it dark enough. I think it, regardless of what it is, I'm pretty sure it will be because the grooves that I'm actually pouring it into are pretty deep. I'm going to bring it to the top. I don't know how I'm going to get it into those butterflies though. That's the only thing. That's much better. It is such a pretty blue. If you were pouring it thin, like that's the blue you would see. But if you're pouring it thick, that's the blue you're going to see in the cup. All right, let's get it vacuum chambered. And I'm going to pour this first just because I don't want it thickening up on me to get it into all those grooves.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Penning in dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky.
I got a little dotting tool out. I think, oh, look at that. There's something in there. Every time I turn around, there's something flying in here. Goodness. You would think I would check that before I turn the camera on, but I don't ever expect that to happen. Okay. I think I'm going to spritz into these butterflies, hopefully. I just want to drip it in there, and I know I'm going to have cleanup to do. Look at that already. Already not going in. I think this is going to be the hardest part of the whole thing, which is why I want to do it while it's really liquidy and not thick. Then I'll take like a squeegee thing, and I'll wipe it off the top of that. Maybe I need it now so I can wipe it into the sides. Get it filled up. There we go. Maybe that's a better way. Look at this. I'm going to have so much cleanup to do. Let's see if it flows. Let me get these two done, and then we'll see if it flows into the rest by itself, which is a good question. Come on, go down in there. It wants to sit on the top of the butterflies. It's such a pretty little plate thing. It's a mother and her child with the tree of life. I thought it was really pretty when I was choosing my molds. All right, that's going to be good for there. I'll clean it up in a bit. So let's just, I'm going to start pouring and hopefully it will flow where it goes, where it should go. Maybe I'll help it. Then get yourself a little squeegee type thing and push it all the way. If you're going to do two colors, I mean, I would assume you would do two colors so you could see the difference. I think it's going to need spritzed by alcohol to make it flow a little easier. And then once it's cured, if you have all these drippings, you can always use tape if you don't get it completely done. Let's try to get it to flow a little better with the alcohol spritz. Maybe I'll just pour it over and then just, oops. Yeah, what's the point I'm being? It's going to go everywhere anyway. I don't know how much I need. That's the problem. I'm going to have extra. Yeah. Maybe not the best idea. This needs to go down in here. I'm just hoping I don't have bubbles. And then, yeah, because I poured too much, maybe it'll drain on its own. Get it into to the edges. Probably poured too much, so I'm going to have some cleanup to do. Don't do it that way. Not a good idea. It's going to take me some time to get all this cleaned, which I will do. Let's just let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to let that sit, and I'll clean that here in a minute after it's done draining on its own. Because I think it will drain on its own. And we'll get these done, just in case I need to get a heat gun out or something to pop bubbles in these things. Gosh, I'm going to have so much left over, you guys. Maybe I'll pour some of those molds that I just got today, too. Everything just looks so much bigger to me. I'm just curious how much this held. Let me go eye level. Let me see if it's even full. Not yet. I kept 8 behind for these. These are large ones. These are not those small ones that come with the picture frame molds. These are pretty big. Let's see, what do we got left? Well, it held 3. I thought it was going to hold 4. So we'll have a few ounces left to do with something. I can't remember how much that candle holder held. Maybe we could pour that again. See what I have left over, put it that way. Whoop! Think that's it. Let me go eye level. Oh no, not yet. It certainly looks different when you're eye level than when you're standing above it. That's it for that one. I'm not going to press my luck. Well, maybe I will press my luck. Let's get it domed. What do we got left? I have about 2 ounces left. And I have, that's not enough for that, but it is enough for the cross. So let me see. Just pop these bubbles. See how it's beading up? It might be a little easier to clean, but let's get the cross out from this month's picks. I'm going to quickly, as fast as I can, paint the bottom of that cross. Let me move these out of my way. I'm going to worry about this, and that's not going to hurt anything to stay like that. So I think I'm going to, here's the cross mold. This isn't out of my way. I'm going to put green down here real quick, and then we will fill it. I don't know. Let me think of something to fill it with. I got this all painted, cleaned up. I pulled out the champagne toast. I'm hoping the 3 ounces is enough. Actually, I don't want it in that cup now that I just realized it's in my silicone cup. I'm going to just mix in before this gets, it's getting really warm. Trying to do this quickly. I didn't expect to have this much. Plus I have all that blue to get rid of. That's another couple ounces. I'll have to find a mold for that too. I don't want to mix glitter in my silicone. I'd rather do it in, see, that's got unmixed pigment or unmixed resin in there from scraping the sides like that. I'm going to try to do this without getting too many bubbles. And I think I'm going to add glue just because I don't want it to sink. That's a chunky glitter mix. I'm not going to re-pressure chamber it or re-vacuum chamber it. I'm just going to, I did 1 ounce or 1 drop per ounce. So I did 3 drops just to get this glitter to stay suspended. Hopefully 3 was enough. It doesn't seem gloopy enough. I better add another. Whoop, come on, open up. There we go. I'm going to add 2 more. That's better. I don't know if this is enough to fill up the whole cross or not. I guess we're going to find out here. You shouldn't see the glitter behind that intense. This is the intense green that I bought from Temu. Okay, good. This is going to be enough. So this only takes about 3 ounces. I never did write it on this mold. Perfect. Actually, that was perfect. Cool. All right. That is great. The end of that one. Let me find a mold for the blue. I think I'm just going to finish off these two since I already have the mold taking up space. They're going to be gorgeous anyway. I'm not changing it, not marbling it. That one goes with this one. And then I need to clean all this off. I'll do that off camera. I'm just going to squeegee what I can. What I can't get off, I will take off with tape when it's cured before we pour it with the glitter. And I did pull out an extras mold. It's a conch tray, a conch shell tray. So I did put a little bit of that red in there from the first pour. Oh, look at that. It's going to take, oops, too much. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too much too. I just want it to fit. It's not going to fit. Oh goodness. Let me get this straightened up. I will put this in another mold. I will surprise you and demold. It's pretty cured. It's firm enough that I could put the next layer on. When I let it sit for quite a while after it was wet, the longer it sat, the less beading that I had because it was running off into all the little grooves. And then I just took my squeegee and I also took a bunch of cotton swabs and I wiped it off. There's just one spot here. And then if I missed anything, I just cleaned it off just now, which I didn't really miss anything. Everything looks pretty good. I mixed up 5 ounces. I don't know how much I need. I'm going to dump a whole bunch of this rainbow shimmer in. I put it in a larger cup, but I don't want to put it down on my heat mat because it's still on. And then I'm going to add glue to this because I don't want a layer of clear to happen. When you add this, even though it's super fine, and you really don't need to do that when you're just using it as if you're using crushed crystal, when you add so much in here, it gets heavy. I hope you could see that gorgeous rainbow color. Let me find my glue over here. I'm just going to add 5 or 6 drops. And then I'm going to vacuum chamber it off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start with 5. You know what? Do I need to? Yeah, I'm going to vacuum chamber it because there's a big, large spot here that you would see micro bubbles on. So I'm not going to take any chances. Let's move that back over. I'll BRB. That looks so much better when you take the bubbles out, because if you don't take the bubbles out, it looks really cloudy, full of all those micro bubbles. Okay, I'm going to just spritz this a little bit. I don't know if 5 ounces is enough. I have a feeling that it's not, but well, maybe it is. Maybe it's too much. I don't want to overpour it again. I had so much cleaning to do on those vases. Oh, this is going to be good. What a great guess. I just didn't want a ton of extras. So that's going to be kind of, ooh, I have some left. Well, maybe I could squeeze it in. It's really not that much. I think I could squeeze it in. Wow, that was a perfect guess. So 5, I bet this thing holds only 7 ounces. I think I used about 2 for the blue and now 5 for the glitter. And that is perfectly domed. Yay! No more extras. Sorry, all you extra lovers. All right, I've got the heat mat on. Like I said, I'm not even going to spritz it because I don't want it to run over. And I'm going to wait for everything to cure, the stuff in the pressure pot and all of this, before we unmold everything. So let's check out the comment of the day. These are are ready to come out of the molds. I am not taking the things out of the pressure pot as of yet, so we'll do them in 2 stages. But I got some happy mail. This came from Laura's Art Corner. I told you a few days ago that I do have a discount code for her now. laurasartcorner.net. Save 10% with my name. It's on the screen. And she sent me some things. This was a surprise. I didn't ask her for this, but she says this is her absolute bestseller, Candy Apple Blossom. It's a powder. And we're going to have to try it. She sent it for Don because she knows how he loves this color. So we're excited to put this in resin. She says it looks good on the mold, but it looks better in resin. So if you have this, put in the comments how beautiful it is. So we've got a lot of octopus inks. I cannot wait to try these. I've heard so many good things about them from many, many, many people. So let's show you what colors I received. I've got Ocean, and I'm assuming it's the color of the sticker here. Now, if you go onto her website, she's got way more than octopus inks, you guys. She's got pigments, she's got glitters, she's got inclusion, she's got everything. So go check her out and give her some love. Now, she did mention, so here's a second one. Now, the difference is this one says alcohol ink, this one says resin ink. She wrote me a note here that says, let me read it. Something to remember, all octopus inks are alcohol. The only difference is the resin inks are a little stronger. So that's the resin ink. But they are all strong compared to what we get here in the States. The other difference is these are packed in 1-ounce bottles. Most ink we get here in the States are 1/2 ounce. These come from Germany. So this is a large bottle. And from what I'm understanding, you need 1 to 2 drops, depending on what you're doing. So these probably will last quite a long time, especially in my house, because I can't use everything all the time. So let me see what she said about Candy Apple Blossom. She's sending Don her famous Candy Apple Blossom because I know he will be making you something for Valentine's. Yeah, well, I highly doubt that. The red is her highest seller, and it is an amazing color. She said when she first got it in, she wanted to paint her car with it. It's a deep red with a little gold hue to it. It doesn't look like much until you mix it in resin. Some have also used it to brush, but I like it best when using resin. So that's exciting. I'm so excited. Thank you, Laura. It's really nice of you to send these to me. Grape juice. And when she told me to choose what colors, what I did is I wanted like all the rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet, black, and white. And then I chose a few extra blues. So this is the purple that I chose. The ocean, here's 2 different blues, lagoon and ocean. This is plum, which is a purple. Then we've got espresso, which is a brown. Hot pink, definitely wanted a pink. I love browns too. Smurf, which is, I'm assuming this blue. Bloody Mary, I'm assuming is red. Sapphire in deep black. We've got lemon and carrot. There's your orange and yellow. So I'm going to see if I could do all these in one video, or I don't know. Evergreen, which I think is the green, and enoki, white pigment, resin ink, petri dish effect. Oh, so you could use this for the petri effect. That's good to know. So that's so exciting to get these. I also know I have a box coming from Bobby Joe, and she kind of told me some of what was in there. So I'm really excited to get that. It's supposed to be here today, so maybe when we unmold the other stuff, we will be able to do that. So let's get these extras out. Here is the little popsicle and the donut in the sapphire. Or not, no, it wasn't sapphire. This was the blue pigment. What am I talking about? Here's a little cupcake. That is cute. And then I did pour this little box off camera. It's just the cutest little thing. I have that, here it is. Kamenskaya that I just got in Happy Mail. These are those, what do you call them? Super Shining Liquid Gilding. Liquid Gilding. That's what it's called. I've already opened the silver one. So maybe we will try that on this adorable little box. Look at that. It's so cute. It's like, oh, I didn't even get any bubbles. That's shocking. So we'll do that on that little box. And then make sure you clean off all your molds. They were a disaster. So let's get these out. Ooh, not even a blemish. Look at that. Gorgeous blue. If you like your blue, that is definitely one for your stash. Here's the reds and the blacks, although the black didn't come out very good. I should have put more in there. It almost looks orange on there. And then this is the back of the vase. And I typically just fill these with little dried flowers and send them off in my eBay packages. You can't really see the black. I didn't realize it was transparent when I put the black in, to be honest with you. If it was like red, you would see that black really good. So be careful. Make sure you test your colors before you pour them in your molds, so you know if they're transparent or opaque. That is beautiful. Perfect. And then this one. I love this little mold. It's so cute. It was in Resin Mold box one of these months past. So you just put them together, you glue them just like that, and you have little vases. Okay, here's these. Oh, you know what? Oh, gosh, I didn't even poke anything up in there. I hope I got them accurate, because I didn't even think about that. That one has a little bit of a bubble, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. I wanted the clear because I don't want to pay attention to these things when you're holding up a plate. And they are looking pretty good. I don't see any bubbles in them. They're big. These are large. These are for a full-size plate for sure. Now I got to figure out, how do you put these things together? So this is going to fit. Oh, just goes just like that. It fits up in there. And then you can open and close it. It's got its own built-in little hinge type deal. That's nice. That's super awesome. All right, let's get these off. Let me get these off. Let's do the bonus cross. Let's see what glitter is going to look like. This was the champagne toast. Oh, that's pretty. That looks really good. The glue held it, so there's no like big thick line of clear. So that is beautiful. You can kind of see the glitter through the green. A little bit. It doesn't bother me though. It's kind of cool. You got to look really close. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to put this aside because, like I said, for the last one of the month, I'm going to do all 5 of these. So we're going to have a packed plate tomorrow. Let's hope. I'm going to take this out really gently because there's a lot of little pieces that need to come out. I have to think of another color combination for this one for tomorrow. Ooh, look at that. Let me see if white's going to change anything on the backdrop. You could always paint it white. Or does it look... You definitely don't want black, but I don't know that it needs anything. It's kind of transparent. We did get one little bubble right in the baby's head. And one here. But I think the rest looks pretty good. This little spot, I think, is supposed to be empty, so I'm not sure if I can empty it or not. Let me see it in here. Oh, actually, no, it's not supposed to be empty. I wonder why it looks like that. Wonder why they did that. So that's the way the mold is. Interesting. So what do you think? Let's see how it fits. Well, this is quite a large. It almost doesn't need something. I mean, it fits on there, but it could even be a smaller one if you wanted to. Or just kind of push it together a little bit more. So I am going to sell this with this piece on eBay. Let's look at the edge. I do have a little bit of sanding to do because it did overspill. I pulled it off before it cured really hard. But when the heat mat lowers the viscosity and I had it domed, like extra domed, it just kind of went off the one side. So I'm pretty happy with it. We did get a little bubble there, one there and one there, but it's not too bad. I was thinking maybe putting something in here. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it, but I might even spray paint the back white so we could see that. I don't know if you can see that glitter. I hope you can see it. It's so hard to get you guys to see what I see. And if you do this at home, you know what I'm talking about. How you never see what I see. All right, let me set this aside. Everything is good. All right, I'm gonna get this gilding glue out. Let's do this white gold. I thought there was a silver. Oh, this is the silver. Let's do a silver. It's got a ball bearing in there already. I have not opened this one. It's got a brush inside, so you don't even need a brush. It's kind of like a nail polish type thing. Get off of me. So I'm just going to shake it up real good. And then I'm going to dabble as much off as I can. This is going to last a lifetime. There's so much in here for as much as I use it. I'm just going to kind of glide it. Oops. I almost don't want, I kind of want it, yeah, like that is better. Not too much. Just enough to highlight what we're doing. I love it. So much easier than a pen. Isn't that pretty? And then I don't know how this is going to go. I don't want to spill this. That would be terrible. I'm going to wipe some off. Just kind of like the high points. Look at that. That is so easy. And it transforms this little tiny box into something special. It's basically a dry brush. And it's so much easier. I'll try to find you the link. If I find it, I'm sure it will be in the description box with all the rest of my links. Look at that. That is all you have to do. That was so easy. I'll probably put like a couple of stones on there. You know how I am. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't even need any stones. I did get it in one little tiny spot. I don't want it though. Let me get it off. Got it right there. And it comes off with alcohol. It's probably a lot harder when when it's completely dried. Perfect. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. Okay, I'm going to trim everything, glue everything, get all the flowers placed in there. And we still have several hours, or I still have several hours to wait until the other stuff comes out. So let me think about a few of these things.
Late night, craft light. Michelle's got resin on her hands. Sapphire blue on that plate. Tree of life shining on the stand. Rainbow spark in the edges. Holy words around the rim to rim. I am the vine, you are the branches. And her eyes brim. Glitz and glitter for the Lord. Every pour a little praise she's pouring out from her table to the world. She's singing grace in every color, every shout. Thank you, Jesus, for my people. Every heart on the other side of this screen. Glitz and glitter for the Lord, serving you in every tiny gleam. Champagne shimmer on a cross, catching all the sunlight in the room. glass in bloom. Tiny vases on the counter, dried flowers saved from yesterday. She says y'all mean so much to me and bows her head to pray. Glitz and glitter for the Lord. Every poor little praise she's pouring out from her table to the world. She's singing grace in every color, every shout. Thank you, Jesus, for my people. Every heart on the other side of this screen. Glitz and glitter for the Lord, serving you in every tiny gleam. It's just resin and some sparkle, but she knows it's more than art. 'Cause he stitches all these simple things right into a thankful heart. So she lifts her voice and whispers, every view is a gift from above. Keeps on shining in that workshop, covered in grace and love. Glitz and glitter for the Lord. Every poor little praise she's pouring out from her table to the world. She's singing grace in every color, every shout. Thank you, Jesus, for my people. Every heart on the other side of this screen. Glitz and glitter for the Lord, serving you in every tiny gleam. Ooh.
It's finally time to unmold the last couple things and then we'll go over everything. So here is the gorgeous, it will be gorgeous, wedding dress. I can't remember how to get it out. I'm just going to pop it through. Hopefully it comes out. There we go. Oh, I told you it would be gorgeous. I never did it in clear. And it is beautiful in clear. Of course it is. It's always beautiful in clear. She knows what she likes and she gets it. She's gonna love it. I didn't even tell her I was making it today. So she will be so happy. I love it. Not a bubble in sight. That's what I'm looking for. Even these bottom pieces are good. I just need to trim that little bit of bottom that I over poured. Okay, there's those bubbles that freak me out every single time. Must be from undoing the pressure. Let's see what this cyan pigment paste looks like. Hopefully I mixed it in properly. Because wouldn't that be terrible to wait all day and then nothing, then you have a piece? That looks good. That color is gorgeous. I mean, I would call it Tiffany blue, but I'm sure you're not allowed to. That is beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to spend the time on this one, highlighting those circles. I think, honestly, I'm going to leave it alone today. I know. I don't have a fever. Let's see what we got. Look at how pretty that is. Just in a pigment paste, all jeweled on the inside, all jeweled on the outside. All these little circle bubble pearl things are absolutely perfect, and we did not run it through the vacuum chamber. So I'm pretty sure that I trust this thing to get the bubbles out now, because there is not one in sight. I just need to trim the bottom. That's it. Isn't it gorgeous? Would you do anything to this, or would you keep it the way it is? That was a lot of work trying to paint all those circles. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. The only other thing I would do is put a little stone, but you know, I don't have to stone everything, right? I mean, it's kind of my signature though. So, I like it. I think it's gorgeous, just the way it is. So we'll do it another way tomorrow. We got a big day tomorrow. I've got a lot of molds to do, a lot of resin to stir up. All right, you want to see what I did? Okay, here's the extras. Here's two of the little vases. So this one got extra bling on the front, because I got super glue on my finger and touched the front, and then I couldn't get the super glue off no matter what I tried. So I had to cover it with something, so I just had to randomly place stones as if I wanted to. But I like it. It's cute. I just got dried flowers. I don't know where these came from, guys. I think they came from Amazon. I didn't buy them. I've had them for ages. I'm actually going to go look at Hobby Lobby or Michael's and see if they sell anything similar so I can get a little bit bigger of a variety of colors, because I only have a certain amount of colors. Here's the sapphire ones. I just put diamond ones on there, and yellow and tannish colored flowers in there. So those are those. Here's the extra pendants. I just put some stones, oop, that got crooked, and some stones on the cupcake and some on the donut, and then I put the clear flat back bail on the backs of those. Here's the cross. All I did was take 2 pieces of ribbon, backed them back to back and glued them together, and then I wrapped it around and glued it to the cross. That's all. I do have a rhinestone in the center of it, but it was clear and you can't really see it. Then I'm like, I wonder if I have any ribbon. So I was messing around with that, and I did, and then I put a couple little dried flowers down here on the bottom I glued on. So that's all I did with that one. And here is the showstopper. Da 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 da. Isn't that gorgeous? So I wrote, I am the vine, you are the branches, John 15:5 on there. I couldn't decide what color, so I chose gold. Blues, I didn't have the right blue. Black looked kind of cheap. Silver you couldn't see, so I went with the gold. And then just to put my little signature, I started with large stones, medium, small, and then extra small. And I just kind of branched it out. No pun intended. And then because there was a bubble here and a bubble here, I put a bubble as a hair bow on the baby and a stone on each one of those so you don't see that bubble. And then I just put a tiny, tiny little stone at the tip of each one of those branches. And then that will go with the plate holder. I think I showed you this, maybe not. I put a little stone in each of the tiny flowers. I couldn't help myself, and then one on each corner. Other than that, I didn't do anything. It is the cutest little tiny jar. I love it. I think that's everything for today, right? Yes. I got some happy mail in. I will go over that tomorrow. There's a lot, so I don't want to take up any more of your time today. And we will go through that tomorrow. We're going to do all 5 into resin molds tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be doing the giveaway. I start the giveaway tomorrow. Tomorrow is when the link goes in the description box. You have 7 days to click on that link. I don't do it in 1 or 2 days. I know everybody can't watch the video the first day out. So you do get 7 days. And then on the 7th day, the winner gets chosen. So far, all the winners have come forward for everything I've given away. So that's good. The platform is working. All right, that's it for me. It's time to wrap it up. I'm going to get you some good pictures, and I will be back here 6 p.m. sharp tomorrow with a lot of unboxing to do, a lot of happy mail, and a lot of molds. So I hope to see you guys then. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade, a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. Faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. In every shade, a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell.